Well, you know I love classic TVs and sitcoms especially, and last week we did one where I showed you some openings and you guessed the premise. Well, I accidentally got sucked down a rabbit hole on Sunday. So here's the weird thing. I'm calling this like a sitcom sing-along because I love these three shows. I love their theme songs. So I was out at my fire pit on Sunday listening to a theme song. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that show. So I Googled the show, and I was just super duper 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 surprised to find out, okay, we're gonna show it.
Okay.
And I was super, super surprised to hear who the singer, one of the singers of these, is on this. This first sitcom is one that aired from 1983 to 1989 called Webster. Listen to this.
Time just holding the line, never getting caught up.
Do you know the show?
Love was never brought up. It's not the thing.
Who's this cute little kid?
Emmanuel Lewis.
Then came you.
Oh.
But listen to the voices though.
Without taking a look. Ooh, it was you. Then came you. You hit me right in like singer and hook. Never thought forever was the best I could do.
Okay.
Okay.
This show, I remember watching as a little kid. Emmanuel Lewis was so cute. It was the time of Different Strokes when Gary Coleman was very famous.
Okay, yes.
Kind of similar situation. I'll ask you the premise in a moment. I was just Googling the show, seeing when it was on, and I looked to see the opening credits sung by Gail Lennon, my dear friend from Branson, who I've been in shows with, who I've worked with, I've known for years. This is us in a show. This is Gail right here in the middle. Gail Lennon is in the show. This is called Break It Up Is Hard to Do. I'm there at the end. There's Heather. Anyway, Gavin, he's in New York now. This is Gail Lennon, married to Bill Lennon of the famous Lennon sisters who were on the Lawrence Welk show.
Okay.
I was in a show with Gail. Gail and her husband Billy had been on the show to talk about the Lennons, the Cathcart Lennon Trio, other shows. I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. So I text Gail. I'm like, Gail, you sang the theme song for Webster? And she's like, yeah, I lived in LA forever and I did lots of stuff. And she was like, yeah, I totally did that. And then she has a list of credits of commercials and TV shows that she sung in. And she was the voice, but you don't see her.
See her. Okay.
I was like, are you kidding me? So I'm sitting over my fire pit, like, Gail. And now I can't get the Webster theme song out of my head.
Okay.
But I was like, Gail, and she was like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, what? It blew my mind.
That's so funny. It's funny that you guys maybe didn't even like talk about like her past in LA before she got to Branson.
And she talked about stuff, but it was like, I just never put two and two together, realizing a theme song.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah. So you were just interested, like you started doing the research after you watched that, and then you figured out it was Gail, not like you heard her.
It wasn't like I heard it because I've heard that song a million times.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just saw her name, and I'm like, what?
How cool is that?
So then I went back and listened to it. And was like, oh my gosh, that's Gail. How did I miss that?
Yeah.
She even asked me, because did you recognize my voice or Google it? I'm like, I Googled, but I knew you did stuff. But anyway, okay, can you give me the premise of Webster?
Okay, the premise of Webster is a husband and wife are having fertility struggles, and so they adopt a child, who I'm guessing is Webster, and
pick it up a little bit.
Live it happily ever after.
Yes, there we go. He loses his parents in a car crash.
Okay.
And his former father's teammate, George Papadopoulos, on his football team, they adopt him after his parents died in a car crash.
Oh, okay.
Yes. There you go. Good job, though. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to this next one because I just love this theme song, and there's a little kid on the show I loved.
ABC Television. Is that John Cleese?
No, I don't believe so.
Streaks on the china, never mattered before. Who cares when you drop kicked your jacket as you came through the door? No one glared, but sometimes things get turned around and no one spared. All hands look out below. There's a change in the status quo. Gonna need all the help that you can get. According to our new arrival,
That little kid was
life is
hilarious.
more than mere survival.
And Bob Uecker,
Just
he was
might
very
live
famous
a
sports
good
guy.
life yet.
Do you know the show?
No, wealthy family. He's the live-in, like, house person, and that's all I got.
There you go. The series follows posh English butler Lynn Belvedere as he struggles to adapt to the Owens household in suburban Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Now, why they need a butler in the house that looked very normal, everyday America, I
Yeah.
do not know. That show was on 6 seasons, 85 to 90.
Okay.
I just like the theme song, and that little kid was hysterical. Now, next, I have 2 questions for you. I want to know if you know it, and it's a spin-off of a show. So take
Okay.
a listen. I love this theme song.
Okay. Cindy Lou. That's a great house.
Life goes on, and so do we. Just how we do it is no mystery.
I have no
One
idea.
by one, we fill the days. We find 1,000 different ways. Sometimes the answer can be hard to find.
She was in Grease.
That's
Diana
something
Madoff.
I will never be.
She played Marty.
Oh, yeah.
And Chrissy McNichols, very famous 80s child star, 70s star, 80s.
Is she in Home Improvement as well as the mom? No.
No, that's Patricia Richardson.
Okay.
I'll be the one to
Oh,
share it all.
and the sassy assistant. Oh, the nurse. Okay, spin-off of what show?
All in the family.
We
no.
talk about it every day.
Golden Girls.
Yep, spin-off of Golden Girls.
Oh, it really is?
Absolutely. Harry Weston makes guest appearances on Golden Girls and leads to the spin-off.
Oh my gosh.
What's the premise?
Premise is a pediatrician
Yeah.
living life in Miami, if it's a spinoff from the Golden Girls,
Yeah.
and living life in the hijinks that come with it.
Okay, well, kind of close. Empty Nest tells the story and misadventures of a widower,
Okay.
Harry Weston, who's a podiatrist named Harry Weston, and his 2 adult daughters, because he's an empty nester, his wife passes away, and his daughters, Barbara and Carol, move back in with him when they go through divorces. So now he went from being an empty nester to back basically to a full house.
Full House. Okay.
Well, I don't know if we have time for this final one. If you just probably not, anyway, we'll save it for later.
Okay, I love
it. It
this.
was just kind of pertinent to something that happened this week, which I'll show you later.
Okay.
But yes, Harry Weston, you'll remember, came over to check on the baby, and Blanche changes into her negligee.
Oh,
when he
yeah.
comes over. Yes.
Yes.
Great spin-off. That was on the air 7 seasons, 88 through 95.
Wow, 88 through 95.
Yeah, and that was a good show.
Very good
Just gonna
show.
say. So I had to give Gail Lennon a big shout out because, hello, not every day you meet somebody who sings a theme song of a TV show.
Yeah.